Hello, I'm Dresden McElroy, and today I will be talking about the Battle of Bunker Hill. Events leading up to the battle were mobs and groups of colonial American citizens attacking British and loyalists that were imposing taxes and acts that went against good life in the colonial towns. This was a form of the British provoking the Americans, which enraged them, making the colonials dislike the British significantly more than they already did, giving them motive for wanting to go to war and have battles. Other things were the battles of Lexington and Concord, which the British took over these two important cities and killed a lot of American citizens, which infuriated the American colonists and created a larger divide than there already was between them and the British. The location of the battle was a large hill nearby the Boston Harbor. The British wanted to take control of this area because it would give them a place to settle and leave troops and equipment for the war. It would also allow them to import and export war goods and more people for their army very easily. During the battle, the British took the lower side of the hill near the coast, trying to push up against the American colonists who were at the top of the hill looking down at the British. This was a very large advantage for the colonials. It gave them a significantly more just better way for them to defend from the British because of the high ground and the amount of area that they were able to cover. Two important figures of the battle were William Prescott and William Howe. William Prescott was the colonial leader, and he was very strategic, leading the American colonists to the top of that hill and settling there for the battle. William Howe, however, was not so well, because he underestimated the Americans. He brought too little soldiers on his part and did not strategize well against the American defense, resulting in a not amazing outcome for the British. During the battle, there was great losses on both sides, but more British died than the colonials. This gave insight to the British about the colonial perseverance, scaring them and making them wonder whether this war may be more difficult than they thought. And on the other hand, there was the colonials, which were able to view the British's weakness and their struggles with certain strategies in the battle and for the future, and so it showed them that there was actually a chance to defeat the British. Although the British did have heavy casualties, they were able to drive back the colonials, and they won the battle. But it did leave them in less standing and intimidating. They were less able to intimidate the colonials because of this. The outcome of the battle gave the revolutionary cause a more important figure to the colonials. It showed the colonials that there was hope in the war and that there was actually a chance for them to beat the British and become their own country. The colonies, because of this, united and worked together for the future battles to defeat the British. The battles in the future were also heavily influenced by this one, using on both sides using strategies to defend and force against the opposing sides. Publication in papers called for independence, showing the Americans that they're all around, that there was a chance, and like giving kind of a pride and a passion for wanting to beat the British. The battle eventually became a symbol of the American resilience and gave the Americans pride and determination, making them hope that there may be a chance to win the war. Thank you for watching. That was my presentation on the Battle of Bunker Hill.